Hey everyone, hey Facebook. I am looking real quick here to find your post with questions because I want to see if I can help some of you out this morning on something that may be stumping you in your business. And so I'm going to read a couple of the questions that were submitted earlier today, and then I'm going to take your questions live. I have just a little bit of time here that I'd love to be a blessing to you and your business if I can. So let me pull this up. I apologize I didn't have it done. Hi guys. Hi Marcy. How are you? Hi Justine. Glad you are here. My computer's running slow. For the love. Come on. Come on, Facebook. You got this. Come on. There you go. Okay, I found it. Except, no, I didn't. All right, hang on. It's still scrolling. I'm scrolling for your biggest business challenge. All right, there they are. Hi, guys. Hi, Belle. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Janice. And we got the dog in the background. Okay. Basically, she's a killer attack dog, and she will let you know whenever anyone is here. Okay, so I'm going to answer a couple of these questions, and then I'm going to answer a couple of your questions live, okay? So, but here's what I know about anytime I do one of these videos answering questions. Regardless of where you're at in your business, I hope that you can learn something just by listening in. And it's funny to me that I get a lot of private messages later who say, gosh, I'm not even in business and I enjoy listening to your stuff. So thank you for that. So thanks, Tammy. Thanks, Mary. Damon, how did the phone stand work? Damon, the phone stand worked brilliantly. Damon Oates from Deco Exchange here gave me a stand. He sent it to me right about the time that we had moved. And I literally taped my phone up on my monitor one day so I could be live on. Damon, I know why you're asking me because why am I not live on Instagram right now? Okay. Good question, Damon. Because if I had to stand right here on my desk, I could be live on Instagram as well. Total party foul, rookie move. I appreciate you, Damon. Dang it, I forgot to do it. I just need to get into the habit of leaving it right here on my desk. Okay. Let me help you answer some of these questions real quick. Sherry Dunn says, how do you stay motivated in the off months? She's a wreath maker. Okay, Sherry, let me just tell you this. So it's even a biblical concept when you study like ants, by the way. It talks about ants in the Bible all the time, who, when it is the summer months, they are just saving because they know the lean time is coming in the winter months, right? It's the same for those of us that are in creative industries. Everything ebbs and flows, so there's ups and downs. So when you're having what you're calling off months, this is when you should be taking some classes, figuring out how to do Instagram, taking a course on that, really leaning into Pinterest, making sure your boards are arranged for fall. Be pinning the heck out of everything Labor Day and past it. So that means now fall, that means Halloween, that means Thanksgiving. Be starting to be pinning a ton of those things. So in the lean months, in the months where you're not selling a ton and you're calling them off months, that's when you prepare for the busy time of the year. It's just like how summer bodies are built in the winter, right? And so, so prep now for there. Focus hard on your marketing. Be looking at your budget, figuring out where you can, shed off some things so that you can make more money. But don't just like take it as a vacation time and just use the off months to chill. I mean, could you chill a little more? Perhaps. But really, don't let your foot off the gas because here's what happens. Probably in the wreath making industry. I'm not in the wreath making industry, so we could ask somebody like you if you're here, Sherry or Damon. But probably in the wreath making industry, kind of everybody feels the ebb and flows together, okay? So back when I owned a decorative painting company, August was slow, babe. It was slower than even January usually because in August, my clients were doing last minute school shopping, taking last minute vacations, getting their kids enrolled in preschool and school, and they were not thinking about making their walls beautiful. Now, come Labor Day, they were chomping at the bit to get their stuff done by the holidays, right? And so kind of the whole industry would feel that lull. So what happens, Sherry, is a lot of your competitors are going to go ahead. They're just going to kind of be on cruise during those months. They're going to take their foot off the gas. Honey, that's your time to accelerate and be able to move right past a bunch of them. So don't take those off months and that downtime as a loss or as a bummer that this is happening. Honey, use that to your advantage. Outwork the people in your industry during those months. That's what my suggestion would be to you. Okay, so Cindy, I'm going to try to pronounce it. Ginkiver says she has a hard time staying organized and efficient. Cindy, you're probably just like the majority of us on my page. You're a creative entrepreneur, which means you are not designed to be organized. You are not designed to be efficient. If God had wanted you to be organized and efficient, he would have made you an accountant, okay? But he didn't. And so part of your brain was created by the creator himself. For you, Cindy, to be creative, you kind of have to be like all over the place. So what you need to do is bring people into your business who are organized and who are efficient, who can come along beside you and support you, because that's never going to be your jam. This is what I see creative people do. They look at others that are organized and they think to themselves, I gotta be more like so-and-so. I gotta be more like this. I used to do this all the time with my friend Becky. She was so organized and had it all together and knew where everything was at. And I used to think, gosh, I need that. And the truth is you already have everything you need. If creative people were supposed to have been organized, God would have given them that. Like he didn't mess up. So this is how you are wired. So instead of trying to force yourself into a mold that is never going to feel right, it's like wearing a left shoe on a right foot. It's never going to feel right to you to be organized. My desk will always look like this mess. But please don't come in and touch my mess and move something because I'll know you did. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? So you weren't designed to be organized and structured. You were designed to have lots of thoughts all over the place that can help make you creative. So instead of thinking you need to stay organized, figure out what you can do to try to, of course, have some level of organization to your life where you're just not off the rails, okay? So for me, I use a day planner. If I did not have this, like, I would rather somebody steal my purse than steal my day planner. Isn't that terrible? So I have that. But I have people now, and it didn't always start out with a team, but now I have 3 of them that keep me on task. I have a project manager keeping me on task. I have a creative director keeping me on task. My assistant keeping me on task. It did not start like that. But originally it started as, I've got to find somebody who's strong where I'm weak. And originally it started as me knowing I'm a hot freaking mess. Who's organized that I can hire to try to streamline this? Because even though God made me that way and just chaotic by nature, some of those personality traits aren't going to be what's the most helpful in running a business. Does that make sense? So Cindy, figure out where you could use some help and hire, babe. Hire. Okay. Poncho and Lefty. What a fun business name. She says that, oh wait, if I look at her name, I thought those were angel wings. I was going to say Poncho. Okay. Pricing has always been a challenge for her. Okay. So Poncho, let me tell you something. Secret between just us. All right. Pricing is such a personal thing. Pricing is so personal because we so have a hard time putting value on that which we make as makers, creators, DIYers. It's like we can look at people that lay hardwood floors for a living and be like, yep, there's great value in that. Everybody needs a floor in their home. They can charge, $5 grand, 10 grand, 20 grand, whatever for a hardwood floor. But yet for me, when I paint a piece of furniture and put $300 on it on Facebook, I'm feeling like, oh crap, nobody's gonna pay that. Why would I even? And so pricing is really personal. I have an entire training that's free on my website. If you will send me an email, my team's gonna hate me for this. I will send it to you because I don't know where the URL is. It's something like, okay, hang on. Is it perfect pricing? Is it the Magic Brush Ink / perfect pricing? I don't know. If you'll send us an email, send it to Vicky with an I at jenniferallwood.com and say, Jennifer has a free training on pricing and it will help you because it's an hour long. Pricing is so much more of an in-depth thing than what I can answer here on a live Facebook. So go and listen to that. And the next question on here was from Gwen Jones, who says charging what she's worth is really hard for her. And so Gwen, here's what I want you to look at. But I want you to, Gwen, to go ask Vicky for that as well, for that free training. Here's what it comes down to, Gwen, and who was the other one? Poncho. So when I'm thinking about pricing things, I think that you have to at some point think to yourself, okay, I'm scared to death to put whatever price tag on whatever thing. But what is the thing that will make me go ahead and do it? What is the thing that will get me past my own fear and move me into the direction of doing what I need to do in my business? What is the one thing, okay? So it may not be Jennifer saying that you need to price it at XYZ, but what it could be is knowing that you haven't taken a family vacation in 5 years and dang it, you'd really like to go. And for that reason, you're able to up your prices and quit giving things away for free. Or it might be that you want to send your kids to private school. And I know what private school costs because we priced that for our kids, and that was a ton of money. And so for those of you who are like, I'd really like to put my kids in private school, well, then you're going to need to up your prices. And while it may be hard for you to do, it may be hard for you to look at that piece of whatever, that painted furniture, and be like, it's worth $700. That might be hard for you to do. But knowing that you have to come up with $700 every month to cover tuition might force your hand. So figure out the thing that's greater than your fear for you, because charging what you're worth always boils down to fear. It always boils down to feeling like you're never good enough. And so I invite you to read a book called Crash the Chatterbox, which is the first book I ever read that basically said, we all go through this junk. We all go through the, who do I think I am to put an XYZ price on stuff? And we all go through that feeling of discomfort, feeling like we're unworthy, we have the imposter syndrome, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so go look for Crash the Chatterbox by Stephen Furtick. It was a life changer to me. It is not a business book, it's a mindset book. And it's from a biblical perspective. You don't have to be a person of any sort of faith to read it. It changed my life. So go find that on Amazon or on Audible like today. Okay. Let's see. Let me answer a couple of your questions. Dun, dun, dun. Yes, Tara, Vicky's email is Vicky with an I at jenniferallwood.com. Christy Kreider says that June was rough for us and praying that June and July are better, or July and August are better. So Christy, July and August, they may not be any better because traditionally the summer months are just kind of down for everybody. I mean, Pinterest traffic is down. How many of you are on Pinterest? Pinterest traffic is down. Facebook reach is down. I mean, my Facebook reach is still double what I have on my page, but it's still down. Okay. My website hits, they're down. It's the time of the year. But Q4 is our jam as creative people in terms of sales, in terms of traffic, in terms of getting people to engage on our social media, in terms of us just having a buttload of content to share, because we're all makers and creators and getting our house ready for the holidays and trying to get things decorated before the in-laws come and trying to put stuff on Etsy so that you make sales and whatever else. And so, so make sure that you don't freak out, Christy, first of all, okay? Ebbs and flows are going to happen. They're just going to happen. So just be pushing on the gas in other areas that you've been lacking the time to focus on during these months, and prepare for Q4. And you'll be just fine, girl. Christy says she is prepping for fall and Christmas. That a girl. Okay. Debbie, the name of the book is Crash the Chatterbox. So Donna Bills says, what's the best way to get people into the door? She has a brick and mortar store and some days she has no customers and other shops are experiencing the same things. Donna, I would suggest to you that you do something similar to what my friend Amy Check does from Schoolhouse Salvage, that you become an occasional shop where you're not open all of the time. And here's your first gut reaction. You're gonna say, oh no, I'm gonna definitely lose customers. Well, honey, if you've got days with no customers coming in, you ain't losing nothing. You can't lose 0 from 0. So here's what happens. How many of you know that if you want to go to Hobby Lobby, you best get your shopping done Monday through Saturday? Like we all just know, right? If you want Christian chicken from Chick-fil-A, how many of you know you best just get it during the week or Saturdays because they're closed on Sunday? I mean, does everybody just know that? They just know that. So Donna, sometimes I think that we stay open for fear of losing more. But what instead it's going to do, Donna, is it's going to make people have this sense of urgency to get into your store on the days when it is open. And what it's going to do for you is free up so much time where you or another physical body doesn't have to be in that store welcoming no people. Running the lights with, adding up the light bill with no customers to pay for it. So shut the doors other than this weekend. Shut the doors other than, Friday through Sunday. Shut the doors at noon every day. Like shut the doors. That would be my best advice for you. Because when you're open all the time, people know they can go at any time. But Target's open all the time. How are you going to compete with a place like Target? So I would set occasional shop hours so that there's more interest and foot traffic in the times that you do want to be open. Also, I would be doing Facebook ads for your local community in a New York second. So that'd be my best advice to you. Priscilla wants to know the best time to post on Facebook and Instagram. So you're going to need to go to your own Facebook Insights and your own Instagram Insights to see both of those things. But Priscilla, the key is knowing who your audience is, because it's different for everybody. Like, there's not just one blanket answer. So for me, let me give you an example for me. My audience is mostly middle-aged women. Now, we do have like 3 men. Thank you, Damon, for being here if you're still on the call. And so it's not all that, but so for me to be posting stuff that's really valuable at dinner time, probably not going to be great. For me to be posting stuff on a Saturday when everybody's out running around to, you know, Johnny's soccer games and having birthday parties and out at the lake or whatever else, Saturday's not going to be great for me. A lot of my audience is faith-based, so for me to post something on a Sunday morning when they're at church isn't going to go over well. So you have to know what your audience, you have to know what your audience is. So anytime for me that I have a post I want to make sure that you guys see, like my kitchen tile, I posted it last night. So anytime, usually a good rule of thumb is anytime after 7 p.m. in the time zone that you're in, usually will do better. But that's not always the case. And I like Sundays after 4. I don't like Saturdays for posts. It's just me. I don't feel like most people. Think about your own habits. When are you most on this thing? I'm not on it a lot on Saturdays. So therefore, post on Saturday because you want to stay in the Facebook algorithm, and Facebook wants consistency. But don't post the stuff that you really want people to see. Sales posts or, you know, posts where you're revealing something new. Save those for the time when most people are on. I hope that that's helpful. April says, do I feel like Instagram is a better market and Pinterest than Facebook currently? I don't. I think they all have the same thing, April, which is a case of the algorithms. Every one of them has a case of the algorithms. So let me tell you what's better than all 3 of those combined is your own website with an email list that will every day of the week trump any social media. Because here's why everybody is frustrated. My stuff's not getting seen on Facebook. My stuff's not getting seen on Instagram. And now Pinterest is jacking with stuff too. Yep, it is. And until you and I are smart enough to come up with our own social media that doesn't have an algorithm component to it, then we just have to play by all their rules. It's those rules. I mean, Facebook's trying to do the best it can for the user experience. And so they're not worried about us business people as much as they are our family members who are not using Facebook for business, okay? And so they're trying to cater to the masses, which they should. They're a business. So here's what you need to do. Remember that every single of these social medias, it's just a game. It's just a chess game, babe. So they just move their pawn. You're going to have to figure out what your strategy is and move right along with it. They're going to move. You're going to have to figure out a strategy and move along with it. And the thing is to keep in mind, social media is still the very best thing that's happened to any of our businesses. Because 20 years ago, maybe not that long ago, 17 years ago when I was running a decorative painting company, I was having to take out ads in newspapers. I was having to take out ads in the yellow pages. I was having to pay to be in magazines. We don't have to do any of that anymore. We get to play for free and get our stuff still in front of people. So still getting my stuff in front of 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 people on any given day, giving my stuff in front of the 500 of you right now is still free and still cheaper than what it used to be 17 years ago. So I know it's tempting to gripe about the game, but we all signed up for the game when we signed up for social media. And just because the game wardens changed the rules, I know it's frustrating, but we volunteered to play their game. That's the bottom line. So the only game you have control of is your email list and your own website. So always put more focus there. I hope that helps. Okay. Jackie says she can't get enough inventory to fill her Etsy shop because she only sells stuff on her Facebook Live. People have been saying you need to up your prices. Well, honey, if you can't keep inventory, then yes, you've got to raise your prices, Jackie Ellenberg. I mean, a good way to determine when is it time to up my prices is when you're selling out. I mean, come on now. And your second question is, how do you raise your prices? You just do it. You got to remember, Jackie, you are the CEO of your business. You are your own business owner. You don't owe explanation to anybody. And the truth is, you think that most people are watching your prices that close? Ain't nobody watching your prices that close. If they are, they should be watching their own businesses closely. So if they are watching your business close enough to know that you raised your wreath prices by $5, or did you say wreaths? I feel like you did. You didn't say wreaths. You just said your stuff on Etsy. So I assumed probably incorrectly, and I apologize. But so you don't owe anybody an explanation. How do you raise your prices? You log into Etsy and you raise your prices. And then you come back and you send me an email in the next 10 minutes and you say done. Because it would be better for you to sell fewer at a higher price than continue selling a ton at a low price. It's the difference between Walmart and Target, friends. And would you rather have Walmart clientele or Target? You would always rather, in my opinion, sell less for a higher price. And there's something that happens in the minds of people when your price is too low. Like, how many of you will be looking through Facebook and you'll see some adorable shirt, right? And you're like, that is stinking cute. Ooh, $14.99? I'm wondering if the quality sucks. I'm wondering if the sizing is gonna be terrible. Yep, thank you for giving me those hearts, because you know I'm telling the truth. I wonder why it's only priced so low. That's what people do when they're seeing your stuff for sale. You could be selling more, raising the price, because psychologically people start to question when prices are too low. Well, what's wrong with it? What's wrong with it that it's so much cheaper than everybody else in our industry? What's wrong with it that's not any higher than that? Raise your prices, girlfriend. You're gonna thank me in the next 48 hours, but raise your prices, and then please email me and tell me how you even had more sales. Okay. Christine Pitcher says she has a friend with an occasional storefront. She advertises her hours for the week. It creates a sense of urgency, and people know they need to come in when she's open. Yes. Tina Allen says, would it be better to have an Etsy shop or set up a store? So I always get myself into trouble with this answer. Tina, you can do Etsy. Several people who are watching this video right now are really successful on Etsy. I have tons of people in my coaching group who are just rocking Etsy, okay? So you can do Etsy, but please do Etsy and. Please do Etsy and your own website, so that when Etsy changes the rules, Etsy ups their prices, or Etsy sees that you violated some terms of contract and they kick you out of Etsy, that you have another plan, that you have a plan B, babe. Don't put all your eggs in Etsy's basket, ever. Don't put all your eggs in Facebook's basket. Don't put all your eggs in Pinterest basket. We have to be smarter than that as business owners, because when you put every ounce of your energy into an Etsy store and you put all your eggs into that basket, you might as well be working for someone else, kind of, sort of, because you are not in control of everything. You have to do everything exactly like Etsy wants you to. There's times when you have to do it. There's fees that you have to pay. There's rules that you have to adhere to. Don't adhere to the rules, you can be dinged. Like, there's all the things, right? So don't ever put all your eggs in the basket of someone else. That is not how smart business owners run their business. Can you do Etsy? Absolutely. But just don't do only Etsy. Do Etsy and. Hi, Jill Noble. Hi, my friend. Beth Turley says she's having a baby in November. Congratulations, Beth. I have a November baby. I begged my OB, please don't make me have my favorite meal of the entire year in the hospital. Can I please wait until after Thanksgiving to deliver this child? And I ended up going 11 days overdue with Ava baby so that I could have turkey at home, to the glory of God, which I did. By the way, white meat only and no gravy. I'm very particular about my turkey. Seriously, my favorite meal of the year. Don't mess with my turkey. But she ended up being 11 days late, a 9-pound baby. Oh my goodness gracious. So then I was wondering about my begging to go late. Anyway, you're nervous about the potential loss of business. And yep, that is obviously a valid concern. And Beth, that's one of the reasons why I teach people that you need to have something other than the thing that you make to sell. And this is exactly why, because you're gonna wanna take time off with that precious baby, and rightfully so. That's what you should be doing, that should be your focus. So how are you still gonna make money during that time? Because a lot of times what happens is people start with just having this passion, right? This hobby, right? And then money starts coming in, and then they're like, oh crap, I could make some money off this. So wait. So then you start making a little more, and you start selling a little more, and then your family starts getting used to that income that you're bringing in. Am I right? Can I get an amen here? And then before you know it, you need to bring that income in, because now you've situated your life and your bills so that you need to be bringing that in. So Beth, here's what I would do. I would be working my tushy off as much as you can between now and November. I would hire somebody to come in, and please don't argue with me, Beth, because I'm gonna have to send you to a podcast. I have to send you to my podcast if you argue with me. You need to hire somebody to be doing the things on your furniture that while you can do, they're not the best use of your time. So does Beth need to be removing her handles? No. Does Beth need to be cleaning that piece with TSP or Simple Green or whatever? No. Does Beth need to be priming it? No. That is not the best use of Beth's time. So Beth, you do the really creative part of it and let somebody else for minimal amounts of money come in and do that prep for you. So, and while you're gonna say, I can't afford to train somebody, I can't afford to bring somebody in, that possibly is what Beth or maybe somebody else would say, you can't afford not to. Because if you don't have somebody that can help you, who can be doing it then while you're on maternity leave in your absence, so that you're still making some money, because some is better than zero when you're on maternity leave. Like, let me give you a good example. When I worked my painting business for 16 years, I was pregnant within 3 months of starting that business. And so then I was like, holy crap, what do I do now? I've got a thriving business, decorators banging on my door. You know, we were on extreme home makeover, like really quickly in the first couple of years of being on my business. Things were going well, but I kept getting pregnant a whole lot of times. Within a 6-year period, I was pregnant 5 times. And yes, we have 3 kids. We had 2 miscarriages in there, but I'm saying that I'll say I was pregnant a lot in 6 years. So as soon as I was the size of a Volkswagen with Noah, I was huge because hashtag mac and cheese. As soon as I got to where I was too big to go up and down the ladder, I started calling and asking people to come to work for me and to paint on my behalf. And then I never went back to the ladder. It was better for me to stay home and take care of my kids and to pay somebody else to be out in the field. And here was kind of my rule of thumb. Are you ready? This is valuable. Write this down. So by the time, here's what I figured out. By the time I paid the girls who painted for me, by the time I paid for supplies, and by the time I paid for like decorator fees, if it was a referral or something, I wanted to make sure that I made at least half of the money never leaving my house. So that was a really good rule of thumb for me. So keep that in mind. Raise your prices, have a ton of inventory going into before your paternity leave, have some help. Have some help. Michael Flores is a man and watching my Facebook Live. Michael, thank you for being one of 2 men on here. I appreciate it more than you know. Thank you. April, I don't feel like Instagram and Pinterest are better markets than Facebook currently, purely from a numerical standpoint. I mean, here's the deal. Data don't lie, and the data still says that there are more people on Facebook every day than any other social media platform or than the next couple combined. So if data don't lie, then data says stay on Facebook. So it's never Facebook only because Facebook has rules. So it's Facebook and. So I want you to focus on Facebook and one more. I used to focus on Facebook and Pinterest, but right now my focus is on Facebook and Instagram. Also, you really need to know where your clients are coming from though, because if your clients are a young, hip generation, really focus hard on Instagram, honestly. And Instagram's good. Julie says, how do you direct people to your webpage? My #1 traffic source is Pinterest. So if you look up Jennifer Allwood on Pinterest, you'll see a ton of like pins to our new home projects in this house. So Pinterest is #1, and then Facebook traffic is #2. So when I'm on Facebook, Julianne, I just send people, like last night, I sent people to my website to look at the new tile in our kitchen. So that is how I get website traffic. Brittany says, what content is best for Facebook ads? Well, first you need to figure out, Brittany, like what would be the catchy thing in an ad that people would want to click like on your post? And is your Facebook ad for likes or is your Facebook ads for traffic? I do Facebook ads for likes the majority of the time unless I have a course or something that's out. So I have a hunch, and it's just a hunch, that Facebook would prefer that you use one of their photos than one of your own. And then you need to figure out what is the copy, what are the words to go with that Facebook ad that makes it compelling enough that people are going to click on it. So for 2 years, we had a great Facebook ad, and it was learn how to do DIY projects around your house in a weekend. And we got hundreds of thousands of new Facebook fans, maybe not hundreds, but maybe 100 off of that one ad, for real. So Danielle says, what's the best way to get an email list if you don't have a website yet? Danielle, you need to have an opt-in. So an opt-in is a freebie. So this is what the freebie could look like. Think about the last time you went to Bath and Body Works and you went to buy the 3-wick candles in the scent lemongrass. and sage, which is currently going in my kitchen, or in the scent winter, which is my winter obsession, or leaves, which is my fall obsession. So you know what I'm talking about. You go into Bed Bath & Beyond, you think I'm buying a gift for a friend, and you walk out with 27 freaking candles. And then you get to the checkout counter and they're like, can I have your email address? And you say, no, thank you. I already get plenty of emails. Thanks. And then they say, well, we'll send you a coupon for 30% off the next time you're in. And then you're like, okay, I'll give you my email. And it's da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, that is how they're getting you on their email list. So as small business owners, here's what we need to learn from that. That people are like this with their email. They don't want another thing in their inbox. Their inbox is jammed up. Tell me how many emails do you guys think you get a day? Somebody comment. I'm going to scroll way to the bottom here. I'm missing a bunch. I'm sorry. I love you. How many emails do you think you get in a day? Do you want another one? No. But do you want a freebie of some kind that brings value to your life, like a coupon? Yes. So the best way that you get people on your email list may not be a coupon. It may be, yep, Christy Kreider has 300 emails. Heather has 121. She knows exactly. So it may not be a coupon, but it may be a free guide, a free video, a free training, a free list of where you can get supplies. So like my best opt-in right now is the 50 top paint colors that you can use in your home. We've had thousands of people sign up to get that. So once they get my list of 50 top paint colors to use in their house, then they're on my email list. So, and you can go to that, by the way, at themagicbrushinc.com/favorite-colors. themagicbrushinc.com/favorite-colors. And then I've got a great one. Okay, so for those of you who follow my page, you know that on Sundays, I give away my prayer ebook for free. So that's at jenniferallwood.com/prayer. That I'm giving them an ebook in exchange for an email. So telling people, do you want to stay in the loop? Do you want to be the first to know about things going on? Nobody cares about that. I'm telling you the truth. We are all selfish people. Me, you, all of us all, okay? So nobody's going to give you an email to be kept in the loop or to be notified when things happen or to get updates. They will, however, give you an email to get something for free. So think of what it is that you can give them for free that brings value to them, but that they're willing to hand over an email for. Let's see. Beth Turley Hill has 4,200 emails. Glory to God, Beth. I don't even know what to say about that. Megan, you have no idea how many babies I put to sleep. It is weird to me how many people will comment on my Instagram stories, especially, that when their kids listen to me, they fall asleep. I don't know what to think about that. Well, I don't know. What should I read from that I put babies to sleep? Is the sound of my voice is it very soothing, or is it just that boring? Either way, I don't care. Thank you for telling me that. I'm glad your baby's sleeping, or at least content. So, okay, let me see here. Jan Bloom says she has the hardest time getting started. And then she says, what time zone am I in? I'm in Central. But okay, so the getting started, it's not actually hard, Jan. It's actually very, very easy. I love that saying, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. We used that as something we clung to when we were trying to adopt for 4 years. Because we actually just started the process. No idea where we were going to freaking land. No idea if we'd actually have a fourth kiddo who came and joined our family or not, which, as most of you know, we didn't. But we were committed to the start. We were committed to let's just do the next right thing and see where we land. The same thing applies to business. So how do you get started? Well, you come up with an idea of what you want your business to be. That's how we all started. There is no secret to how people start businesses. It's just that you're scared is the truth. So let me reach out first and give you hugs and kisses, Jan, and tell you we were all scared crapless at one time. Okay, now we've got that. Let's move on. Next step. What are you going to sell? Because it really is this cut and dry. What are you going to sell? Okay, great. You got that? What are you going to name your business? Because talking about this mystical thing, I want to start a business. Okay, great. I want to be a business owner. Okay, fantastic. Like, it doesn't actually come to fruition until it has a name to it. Think about when those of you who are mothers or fathers and you had children. Or if you are childless, think about a pet, okay? So you knew you were gonna get a puppy. Let's just say when we were getting Stella. As soon as we started calling her something, then it was so much more real. I mean, she wasn't just we're gonna get a dog eventually. Like, we're gonna get Stella. We're bringing Stella actually home. She's gonna be a part of our family. By the way, I have the best dog on the face of the earth, and I will like arm wrestle anybody that wants to argue that point with me. I'm obsessed with our dog, but I still don't like anybody else's. Okay, so you've got to name the business, because then all of a sudden, like, it's a thing. It's no more just this lofty idea that I'll get around to when I figure out how to get started. No, it's actually a thing now. So you figure out what you're going to sell, you name the business. You sit down at Facebook, you go to the PC where in the right hand or left hand column, I don't even remember which, it says, to start a page, and you click on start a page. And if that's overwhelming, you go to the Google. I called it the Google. And you say, how do I start a Facebook page? And I promise you, Jan, I am not like minimizing your question at all. I just want you to know that there is no right answer or good way of just starting, other than you start by you starting. You literally start by you do the next thing. And so figure out what you're going to sell and put a name to it. And that's how you're going to get that snowball going. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you that's the truth. Okay. Carrie Gustafson says her biggest struggle is having enough time to do it all. She's a full-time working mom. And Carrie, that is the absolute truth. If you will go listen to my podcast, how many of you listen to my podcast, by the way? Because you are my favorite people. You're all my favorite people. But let me see if I can type, by the way. Hang on. I'm going to tell you which podcast episode. I just did a podcast at the beginning of June of how to work from home when you have kids. And I have 8 tips that will help you there. And I want you to go listen to that podcast. If somebody can type this URL, because I have a hard time living and typing. So if you could type this in for me, that would be great. But it is called, okay, my last few podcast episodes, by the way, are, I like the name, by the way, of the one this week. Trash talkers, naysayers, and others who are stealing your joy. That's episode 74. Episode 73, menopause and business. Don't anybody tell me menopause does not affect your business. And oh, by the way, do not tell me I'm not in menopause, which several of you tried to do. And I'm like, tell that to my ovaries, people. It is amazing to me, the people that will argue with me on social media and tell me I'm too young to be in menopause. Okay. All right. Hopefully I'm nearing the end of menopause. Was it very early, statistically speaking? Absolutely. I went through menopause a decade sooner than I should have, but it is what it is. Episode 72, when business feels lonely. Episode 71, why I don't like free Facebook groups. Episode 70 is the one you're going for. How to work from home when you have kids home for the summer. Okay, I want you to go listen to that. It will help you greatly. All right. And let's see. I'm going to answer one more question. Lisa says, hang on, I just started to miss that. What'd you say, Lisa? What's a good thing to get into selling right now? You can't get past that point. Okay, so Lisa, here's the thing. I think it needs to be something that you really honestly enjoy or feel passionate about. So for me, there's no way that I could not encourage women in life and in business. Like, it's just part of my DNA. Does that make sense? So that's a natural for me. There's also no way that I could not make my home decorated pretty, because that too is just, I had my first apartment at the age of 19, and that thing was already decorated so nicely from garage stores and thrift stores at age 19. Like, I just crave being in beautiful spaces. So those two things are not like, they're just so a part of who I am, Lisa, that's an obvious business thing for me. So what are you fascinated with? What do you love? Do you love fashion? Well, start following some of the fashion bloggers on Instagram and figuring out, are they always asking you, like, what are you passionate about that people will pay you for that they're already asking you about? when those three things all connect, because you could be passionate about something like underwater basket weaving, but nobody gonna pay you for that, babe. So figure out what is it that you're passionate about that people will actually pay you for, and start there. Is it makeup? Then get in with some makeup company and start selling that. Is it leggings? Is it that you are really organized and you love making graphics, which people are always giggling about on your personal Facebook? Well, start doing VA work for somebody. Like, figure out what it is that you love to do. The question is not what should I get into? The question is, what can I not get into? Like, what do I love so much that I find myself just, searching the hashtag on Instagram about it all the time? Because that's the natural thing, right? That's the natural thing that's going to actually make you money, because it's authentic to you, and it's not just what can I make money at right now, because that'll go by the wayside. You'll lose passion in that for sure. So figure out what you can make money at, that people will pay you for, that you're really good at. So, all right, bless you guys. This was fantabulous. And if you are not in a business, but you know somebody that is, if you would share this video to them, give them some business encouragement, give them maybe a swift kick in the backside, which is perhaps what they also need, I would be really, really honored. So thank you guys for being here. You're amazing to me. All right, I've got a meeting coming up in the next few minutes, so I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you again for being here. Appreciate you. All right, bye-bye.